Now, a lot of that talk that I just did is applicable on a seller call when they're also buying. But the other thing about seller calls is don't interrogate too much. Tell them what you're going to do for them. When I come out to see you, I am going to go over things that you can do to increase the value of your home. And honestly, maybe even some things that you're thinking of doing that you don't necessarily need to be thinking about, right? Things that you don't need to do just aren't going to make a big difference. And we're going to get together and we're going to review the expenses involved in the sale. And we're going to talk about what your remaining money is going to be, what your net in your pocket is going to be at the end of the sale. How does that sound? Okay. Did you say you're buying as well? Okay. Then you're probably a little bit nervous about buying and selling and timing it all correctly, I'm going to guess. Or maybe don't say nervous. Maybe then you're telling them to be nervous, but maybe you're a little bit confused or curious about how you'll time buying and selling at the same time. And they're going to go, well, yeah, okay, I understand. Listen, we do this with people every day. Last year, and I'm faking it like I'm a realtor that's selling every day. Last year, I helped 45 families buy and sell at the same time. 45 people buy and sell at the same time. It has to be, we got to go about it in a certain way. We've got to use certain disclosures, contingencies. We're going to try hard to find you a property before it's even listed. If we can find a buyer for your home before we even list it, that'll help as well. Buyers are always more adaptable to timeframes when they can get access to a property before it's listed. Would that interest you? They're thinking, wow. Now think about the other agents they're calling. The other agents are being typical agents. Yeah, how you doing? You been pre-approved yet? Okay, great. Now, where are you? Oh, 123 Main Street. I just sold the house around the corner last week, put it on a Thursday, actually sold it Thursday morning by 10 in the morning. Sales done, deals closed. And they're thinking, ah! You're literally scaring them when you talk like that. Instead, shift to a consultative tone, telling them what you're going to do for them and helping them. And then when you get that appointment book, don't be like a normal, boring realtor and say, all right, I'll see you on Sunday at 3, right? And then between now and Sunday, what are you doing? Between now and Sunday, you're doing a CMA. No. You're going to tell them, okay, when we hang up, I'm going to send you an email confirmation. I'm going to send you a calendar invitation. The email confirmation is going to have information about me, information about buying and selling at the same time. And take a look at that information. It'll help give you a better understanding. I'm also going to mail you a home seller's kit. I want you to have some information to review before we come over. It talks about all the marketing we do, all the things that we do over and above our competition. And that's how we sell homes for at least 1% higher. Our list to sale price ratio is at least 1% higher than our competitors. And I'm going to send you that information in advance. Please read it. Folks, today's Friday. If I'm meeting someone Sunday, I would normally try to push a listing appointment 4 to 7 days out. But if it's Sunday, you get them that package. You call them tomorrow afternoon. Hey, I'm preparing for our appointment tomorrow. I had a couple questions about the property. You do what I call a pre-call. Oh, I wanted to know about this. I wanted to know about that. Also, let me ask, I dropped you the home seller's kit on your doorstep. Did you read it? Did you have a chance to flip through? Oh, you didn't? Listen, please flip through. It'll make our appointment a lot easier. I want you to be more educated on us before I get there. It'll give you a real good understanding of what we do. All right. What about the invite that I sent? The email that I sent that has the links. Did you have a chance? Oh, you did? Oh, great. Warm them up before you arrive. Now, by the time you get there, right, you've had a value-based conversation telling them what you're going to do for them. You've talked about how you're going to comfort them, how you're going to take care of them, how you're going to watch out for them. You've emailed them a calendar invite. You've emailed them a confirmation email. You've sent them a home seller's kit either in the mail overnight or you dropped it on their doorstep. Now, by the time you get there and meet them, you've done 4 or 5 things that no other realtor has done. Think about that. Folks, you're looking at someone who used to go out on listing appointments almost every day of the week. I did 2 to 3 listing appointments a day, 4 to 5 days a week for 3 years. Literally, my whole life was a listing appointment. I feel like that's all I did, right? I used to sign up over 60%, 65% of cold business, never met them before in my life, walk in their house and sign them up. And honestly, the stuff I'm telling you to do, we didn't do as systematically in those days. But those are the days that I learned how to deal with sellers. I learned how to deal with them and handle their concerns. And that market was a lot more complicated than this market. That was 2007 to 2010. That was the peak of when I was selling. I don't actively sell every day anymore. I train our agents. I train our training customers across North America, and we do things like that. The calendar invitation in the email that I'm suggesting, for those of you that are at Canzel Realty, you guys have access to it. It's in the online training center. You go in there, you go to the Seller Lead Playbook course, and you go to resources. The emails are right there. Everything I'm going over right now, I'm just going over, a rough, an overview of the system. What about the appointment? I'll tell you an area so many realtors trip. They either trip on the phone or they trip when they get to the appointment. They talk about price or commission too early. Price and commission should be talked about at the end of a listing appointment, not the beginning. When you talk about it in the beginning or you talk about it on the phone, now all they're doing is thinking about that, right? So those are things that you need to do later in the appointment. And when you get to the house, the first 5, 7, 8, 10 minutes, you walk around the home, you make notes, you build rapport, you talk to them about anything and everything other than real estate. Their kids, the house, sports fans, whatever. You sit down at the table. When you first sit down, you're going over goals. So let's just go over again what you're trying to achieve here. You want to sell this beautiful home. It's amazing, right? Place could be a dump, say it's amazing, right? It's amazing, great home. You're going to sell it and you want to buy another home. Great. And you want to buy how big? Okay, yeah, you mentioned that on the phone. Okay, great. My friends, I don't care. I know most of you are on Virginia Beach. I don't care if they look right at you and they say, well, I mean, I'd like to spend no more than $400, but I'd like to get an 8-bedroom, 6-bathroom acre with a 4-car garage right on the ocean on Virginia Beach. We've just always wanted to live in the ocean. I'd like to spend $400. Literally, this is what I want you to do. Oh, $400? Okay, that sounds like an amazing home. Great. Make a note, move on. Everybody puffs their chest in the beginning of a call and at the beginning of an appointment. The other thing sellers do is you'll be walking around their home. You're thinking, all right, this place isn't worth more than $600,000. You sit down at the table and they go, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, but I'm going to tell you I'm not doing it unless I can get $750. So Anthony Lamacchia, 24 years old, right? 15 years ago. Anthony Lamacchia, 24 years old. Oh, you want to get $700 for this? Look, I'll be straight with you. It's not happening. I was way too blunt and I scared people away. So when you walk around the house, you go over rapport. Sometimes they bring it up there. You sit down, you talk to them, you go over goals. They talk about the house they want. People love talking about what they have and what they want. When they're telling you, oh, I want to sell, but I won't sell for under $700 and their house is worth $550, I want you to go, okay, yeah, no problem. We'll go over that. Don't talk about it. Don't get into price and commission. Don't get lured in. Remember, they're always trying to lure you into talking about that because that's the carrot. They're not having you at their house because they want to see your face. I got news for you. They're not. They're having you there because they want to find out what their home is worth.
I save thousands of dollars per year with Canzel.
They have ownership stock, so I have an investment for my future.
I only pay $14,000 in a cap, and I can earn up to $14,000 of that back in ownership stock. So really, I paid nothing.
There's a ton of technology that makes doing real estate super simple.
I love how I get access to KV Core.
They've got tons of revenue streams, leadership, training.
And there's revenue share. If I invite someone or you invite someone to join, the company will give us each a piece of their revenue. If you hire 26 agents and they just hire one agent,
I can make over $19,000 a month.
That's over $236,000 per year.
This gives me the huge opportunity to be able to retire from selling real estate and be able to create the future that I want.
If you're looking for an opportunity to keep more of your commission and have leadership in your area and the technology to sell more homes, I would definitely give Canzel Realty a try.
And by joining, you'll be getting in on the ground floor of a revolutionary real estate brokerage.
So what are you waiting for? It doesn't hurt to learn more and start earning passive monthly income.
Click the link below so you can see what Canzel has to offer you.
Okay, so think about that. Now you go through the listing appointment, you go over the presentation. When you're going over the presentation, everybody should write this down. Ready? This is how it works with sellers. We know that sellers want the most money. We know that timing is hugely important to them, right? Money and timing, especially in this market and especially if they're a sell by. But money, I mean, cash money rules the world. I was in Vegas 3 nights ago. We meet at a restaurant in Vegas for dinner. We got 8 people. We made a reservation. We wait 15 minutes. We go, excuse me, our reservation was 15 minutes ago. Sorry, it's going to be at least another 15 or 20. I said, really? I got guests here. Yeah, sorry, there's nothing I can do. I said, well, let me ask you a question. If I give you $50, do we suddenly get to the front of the line? Oh, no, sir, I can't take that. I said, really? You don't want $50 cash? She goes, leave it on the counter. You're up next. Money rules the world, folks. That it does, right? It does. So what did I do? Put it on the counter. We went to our table. Everyone I'm with, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? Because cash rules the world. But don't get sucked into talking about it too early. Go over the presentation. Now, let me go back to what I was saying. Money's first to a seller. Timing is second. Ready? Think about this. More marketing. I want you to write this down. I want you to, if I had my damn board, I'd be writing it. Marketing, write that down. MRK equals, put an equal sign. MRK equals demand. After demand, I want you to put equals money. Following me? More marketing equals more demand equals more money in your pocket, Mr. Seller. Guys, you got to remember something. Sellers are looking at us like we're a dime a dozen right now. Oh, anybody can sell my home. Of course, anybody can sell your home because we're in a hot market. But there's a big difference between selling a home and selling a home for more. What I'll do is sell your home for more. I want to put more money in your pocket. And the additional marketing that we do, our billboards, our television ads, all the things that we do that are constantly driving buyers to our company is what is going to give you more demand, and more demand is going to put more money in your pocket, right? That's the impetus of your presentation. Don't be like me, 2006. Can we do postcards in the neighborhood? I mean, I don't think I was ever that boring. My nature isn't that boring, but you know what I'm saying. And then we send out just listed cards, and we advertise on Facebook. Have you heard of Facebook? And we, right? And the seller's like this. Take the amount of things you talk about and decrease it, but make sure whatever you're talking to them about what you're doing to market their home, they are connect. You should see in their eyes that they're connecting the dots with how they're going to get more money because of you. When they understand that, and you get to the end and you go over pricing and then you go over your net sheet, you'll know you've mastered the listing appointment when they look at you and they say, "What? Oh, how much is the commission?" You say it. And then they say, "That's it." When you hear "that's it," I want you to think of me. Say, "Oh, that guy in Boston told me that I'll hear this." If you follow our seller lead playbook and you go through the whole course and you go on probably 8 or 10 listing appointments while you're listening to the course, doing the course, you will hear "that's it" within 10 listing appointments. If you don't, call me. I'll give you some personal help because you should hear it by then. But that's what it's all about. More marketing equals more demand equals more money. Then you go over pricing. Then you go over commission. Last tip. I got 3 minutes and I think we're jumping to the panel, right, Chantel? I mean, I'm literally, this is
Yes.
like 10 hours.
Yep, you're right. We're moving to the panel right after this.
All right, this is 10 hours of training and I'm doing it in 27 minutes, okay? Pricing. When you're going over pricing, this is me again, 2006. Yeah, so this house up the street is 550. This one here you can see is 575. This one here is 600. So, you know, based on those, I think you should probably price it about 540. Now, I wasn't that miserable, but here's what happens when you tell a seller the price on a listing appointment, okay? Literally, this is what happens. You are forever the realtor that told them 540, and literally you're going to get pinned with that number forever, and that number is going to hunt. You should never be telling a seller what the home is worth. You should be going over the comps, and when you're done going over the comps, you say, okay, based on these comparative properties, where do you think yours fits in? Believe me, that will make your life substantially easier if you go through it that way, okay? Substantially easier, because they'll look at it like you did it together. And if God forbid the property doesn't sell, they won't hold the number against you. They'll also be more applicable to being more reasonable. There's about 900 other reasons, but I think I'm at the 1 minute mark. And I see one of our agents is on here.
Anthony, that was amazing. Let's give Anthony a big round of applause.